All right, so today what we're going to do is review of solving equations. So we're just going to start off with the first one. We've got 6n minus 12 is equal to negative 18. So first thing I want to do is I want to get the 6n, the variable term. I want to get it by itself. I'm going to go to the opposite side of the equal sign. I'm going to draw my wall. I'm going to go to the opposite side of the equal sign. So I'm going to do the opposite operation for my numbers. So in this case, it's a minus 12. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides. When I do that, I get 6n is equal to negative 6. Now I want to get my variable all by itself, so I want to get the coefficient out of there. When I'm going to get the coefficient, I'm either going to use multiplication or division to get rid of it. Depends on what it's currently doing. It's 6 times n, so I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides, and I'm going to get 6n divided by 6 just gives me n. Negative 6 divided by 6 gives me a negative 1. All right. On the next one, now we have the distributive property. So when we're using the distributive property, the first thing we always do is we multiply that outside number times both terms inside the parentheses. And if there's 3 terms, you multiply it to all 3 terms. But we go 2 times 3y, 2 times negative 6. So when we do that, we end up with 2 times 3y, 2 times negative 6. We get 6y minus 12 is equal to 24. So it's already telling you over here. What we want to do is we want to get the numbers together, right? We want to get this y term all by itself. So we're going to get like terms to the other side. So in this case, I'm going to go to the opposite side of the equal sign. So I'm going to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides. I end up with 6y is equal to 36. I want to get the y all by itself, so I need to get that 6 out of there. I'm going to do the opposite of what it's currently doing. It's 6 times y, so I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and I end up with y equal to 6. All right, I want you guys to try this one in Edpuzzle by yourselves, and we'll move on to the next type of problem. This one is a little different. It's a little bit more complex. We've got a distributive property here that we have to deal with. So let's take that first. We're going to distribute the 5 inside the parentheses. We need to multiply both terms. So 5 times a negative 2x gives us a negative 10x. 5 times a negative 4 gives us a negative 20. So 5 times negative 2 gave us this negative 10x. 5 times negative 4 gave us this negative 20. Now, because we are not going to the opposite side of the equal sign, we don't use opposite operations. We just combine like terms using the signs that are in front of them. So negative 10x minus 2x is going to give me a negative 12x, and then negative 20 plus 2 gives me a negative 18. So again, when we don't go to the opposite side of the equal sign, we don't use our opposite operations. It's only when we go to the opposite side we use opposite operations. These guys all stayed on the same side. So now we want to get this negative 12x term by itself. We're going to do the opposite operation for this negative 18. So we're going to add 18 to both sides. We end up with negative 12x equal to negative 24. We want to get this x all by itself, so we're going to divide by a negative 12 to get our answer, x equal to positive 2. I want you guys to try this one on your own in Edpuzzle as well. And all right, so you're going to try this one. And then we'll do our last group here. This one is, we've got our variable on both sides, so we draw our wall. We know that we're going to have to cross the wall, so we're going to have to use opposite operations. So first thing we want to do is let's get our numbers together on the same side. I'm going to bring this 9 to the opposite side. So I'm going to use the opposite operation. It's a plus 9, so I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. I end up with 11x equal to 6x minus 10. And then now I want to get my variable terms both together. So I'm going to take this positive 6x to the other side. I'm going to subtract both sides by negative 6x. I get 5x is equal to negative 10. I'm going to divide by 5 now. And I'm going to get x is equal to negative 2. I want you guys just to try this one right here on Edpuzzle. All right, thanks, and we'll do a Google Sheet as well.